Okay, we are starting with field number 634, and it is now 9:03 a.m. I am Laura O'Brien, and I have appellant here, Judith Fox, who
is represented by Eileen D. Bonaventura. I'm a licensed real estate appraiser in the state of Connecticut.
Okay.
Did you write 9:30 or 9:03?
I did 9:03. Thank you.
Yeah. I just don't want you to think I was late.
Would have been me that was late. Okay. And I wanted to verify that the town valued this property at $1,959,300, and you're requesting a reduction to $1,350,000.
Correct.
And the property is at 1005 Old Post Road.
Correct.
And my name is Laura O'Brien. Okay, now I will swear you in. So this is Judith. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do swear, so help me God. Eileen D. Bonaventura, the representative. Yes.
I'm there. Okay, so I think we've got, it's now the 14th, isn't it?
Today is the 14th, yeah. I think I
Marching right along.
Oh my gosh, it is.
Okay. So
I was requested to do this appraisal because they're thinking about buying the property from an interfamily sale, and they wanted to have a fair market value for the other family members.
For this property?
For this property. And then when I did the appraisal...
Who was thinking of buying it?
The children of Judith.
Okay.
But anyway, so that's why this appraisal came about.
It came about anyway, not just because of the reval.
Right. And so they got the appraisal and they said, wait a minute, your number is so much less than what the town has. And we had lengthy discussions of it, and they asked me to represent them in the tax appeal.
So you're killing two birds with one stone.
Right. So, it's built in 1756.
It's older than both of us.
Combined, right? And like the dwelling went up, like and they've done no improvements in 20 years. It went from $600,000 to $850,000, so $250,000 in improvements. And then the land went.
So let me slow down. Mm-hmm. So last improvements were what, over 20 years ago?
Over 20 years ago, right.
Okay.
25 years ago.
And generally, what were they?
I don't know.
Okay.
It says on the field card a one-story addition, a second-story addition.
Okay.
It's an old antique. It has a very funky layout. It's not what your typical buyer is going to want to take on.
Yeah.
Okay. It sits sideways on the property. So from the street, it's sideways facing. And it's right across from the library. So it's got a lot of commercial influence right there. Now, some might argue, oh, yeah, I really like to be near the train. But are you going to put in a swimming pool right there where people walking by can see you? I don't know. Everything is pretty dated. So here's where we are. And, here's Chase Bank, the library. And I also brought in sales from the Old Post Road, which were larger square footage and more improved that, support a higher value, but not for this property with no improvements and stuff. And I have all the interior photos.
So you've got traffic and parking issues,
Parking issues, yep.
because I know I sometimes try to park there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I just feel the land value is excessive and the improvements are excessive. The land value,
You have comps, obviously.
I do, right, and I have comps in here, right, on my grid, which supports a 1350. And, there is no perfect comp, because in New England, everything is so different and unique, plus this being an antique built in the 1700s.
Yeah.
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 So, I tried to bracket. Bracketing is a big thing for me. The square footage on the lot size, the square footage of the house, which I've done. We've only got 2.5 baths, which is kind of an under improvement in today's market. I mean, people have a higher expectation.
What's the total square feet in the?
3,600. And like the land value of $1,113,000 is, I think, way too high. I think it should be down closer to. I mean, one of my comps is the land is at $945,000, and that's a comparable size lot. One of them is at $1 million. On South Benson Road, which is another busy road, just like where we are. So I thought that was a good comp.
Which one was a good comp?
431 South Benson Road. That one sold in 24 for $1 million, and it was a tear down. They're doing new construction on it. So I think
in 2024
for $1 million.
And torn down.
Right. So and they've got it appraised at $1,041,000. So, and our land value is at 1,113. I'm not coming in here to ask for huge numbers, but if we can whittle it down in the land and in the building value, I think that would be a huge improvement.
So your land is valued at
$1 million.
So the assessment for the land
appraised. I'm using the full market value.
Land is appraised.
$1,113,000.
Okay. Oh, I got it. Still missing a decimal point. $1,113,000. I'm missing another one.
Yeah.
11,130. Oh, okay.
Gotcha. I've also got another land sale here.
But you've got sales of
a land sale on 431 South Benson for $1 million.
The land is from land appraised at $1 million.
Right. That's the new appraised value from the town.
Yep.
But it was also a sale, so I agree with that.
Yeah.
And then I've got another one on Turney Road. The land is at $945,000, and it's slightly smaller.
It's appraised at $945,000, right?
And that was an antique in 1919, and that's also got commercial influences on Turney Road there.
Okay.
To the back. So I thought that was a good comp as well.
Also in a commercial area.
Similar bath count. So, and that sold during the data collection year at $1,325,000.
So this was sold in 25?
Yep.
Or
1,325,000.
1,325,000.
Yeah. And by the time I did my adjustment, it came down to $1,003,000. By the time you take out the square footage differences and stuff, it's on my grid. It netted out at $1,003,000. And then I did 584 Barlow Road. That one sold in April of 24. I know that they're letting us go back a little bit farther than just 10/1/24 to 10/1/25 because there was so little data. I mean, there was not a lot on the market because of the inventory shortage. So that one is a farther back sale. and it is a huge difference, and it's a whole acre more.
Mhm.
But like, so if they have a whole acre more, their land is appraised at the same as our land, having an additional acre. So that's why I don't understand our land value of being so high. And I did give that an upward time adjustment because it was a dated sale. I did 6% for the year. So if you look on the grid, I mean, I think I did the right thing. And
So what did it sell for?
it sold for $1,450,000, and it netted out on my grid.
And when? What was the
And
date?
that was April of 24.
Okay.
And it netted out on my grid at $1,380,000.
When you say netted out, you mean?
Well, meaning by the time I take out, I gave an upward time adjustment because it was dated to bring it up to today's values. I
Okay.
took out a location adjustment. I took out, has an extra bath, so I subtracted $12,000 for the bath. And then the square footage difference was calculated at $45 a square foot, and fireplace differences. So then with all the pluses and additions, it comped out, as we call it, at $1,379,000 versus the $1,450,000. Then I did throw in a very dated sale on the Old Post Road from 21, just to show the marketability of Old Post Road. Again, remember I did this for the clients who were anticipating buying, so I wanted to educate them. Because he called me back and he started talking about all these other ones, and I was like, no. So I put in this one. It's from 21. It sold for $1 million. And by the time I gave it upward time adjustments of 6% per year, it comped out at $1,287,000.
So it actually sold for
$1 million.
even?
Yeah, $1 million even.
With time adjustment, you calculated.
At 6%, it came out to $1,290,000.
So.
And that was built in 1791. I think that's probably the best comp. We were built in 1756. This one was 1791. The condition was similar, and it's on the Old Post Road. But on the stretch that is here, that runs this part of the Old Post Road, not the part where we are, but still. It's right there across the street, I think, from us. And then here's the comps that are on the old, and I feel we got swept up into the whole data collection, and I think that's why we have these reval hearings, so that we can make sure that, we're not getting swept in with other people. And,
well, I think they're required by statute.
Yes. and sometimes you get swept in if you're on a street and you haven't done any improvements. They can't look at every property. I mean, how many properties do we have in town? A lot.
I don't think they're looking at any of them.
So, yes. And as an appraiser, I mean, we report the value. We don't create the value. And a lot of clients are like, for refinancing, they'd be like, but my house is worth 3 times that. I'm like, will you find me a closed comparable? Because I have to have validation, an arm's length transaction. I don't just come up with numbers out of the air.
You're a
certified residential appraiser. So these are the comps on the Old Post Road that sold. And, I mean, they're much more superior. They're 4,500 square feet. We're 3,600 square feet. We're 2.5 baths. This is 4.1 baths. And it's sold at 2.6. And it's gorgeous. I have interior photos. It's got a pool. I mean, it's been updated and renovated. Here's another one, Old Post Road, sold in 24.
I'm just making a general, but they've been updated.
Yeah. The recent sales on the Old Post Road have been updated. They're larger in square footage. Here's one for 5,000.
Larger footprint.
square footage, yeah, footprint. Larger number of baths, newly renovated, and most of them have, two of them have pools. And face it, if you're in that $2 million price point, it's almost a market expectation that you're going to have a pool. You know?
I wouldn't want one, but
Yeah, but
that's
these
me.
people. Yeah. So I brought these as comps to show, and then I have my interior photos of my subject. But
Okay.
yeah, I just think it's it's in the site. If we could get that down to $950-ish, and then the improvements, I'm just questioning how a house that hasn't been updated or renovated, and it's an antique built in 1745, how it went up $250,000 in the appraised value.
From the prior appraised value.
Yeah. Because, yeah, replacement costs, blah, 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 all that.
So this is an antique
Yeah, and they have it as B+ on the grade.
home
Mm-hmm.
with no improvements in the last 25 years.
Yeah.
So how can value?
The improvement, structure.
Yeah, it's an antique home with no improvements in the last 25 years. How can value increase in 5 years by
$250,000? And the improvement.
without improvements?
Right. And then the land value, I mean, we're in a commercial area.
And land value went up?
Went up $300,000. And it's, no.
300,000?
300,000, yeah. 300,000.
So in all, it went up $550,000 for the home since the last appraisal?
Yeah, since the last reval.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, I know. And I just don't see it. I mean, I comped it out, and it comes out to $1,350,000 with the appropriate adjustments and including time adjustments.
Yeah.
So here's my appraisal. The grid from the beginning. It shows the comps there.
May I take a look at that quick?
Yeah, and you can put it in the file.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So everything here is at least 400,000 lower.
Yep. And remember, as an appraiser, you start out with the age, the location, the square footage, the room count, and you're looking for that data, and it has to be in the same area.
Sure.
Right? I'm not going to go
5 miles
away or on the other zip code, right? And so, I worked through, these are the comps I used. These are the comps I considered but didn't use, and there's probably 12 in here. But you just, keep pulling the skin back on the onion, trying to find the best comparable to support the subject, and those are the ones, yeah. And I looked back 21 a lot. So. I also pulled the field cards for the comps. Do you want to put those in the work file?
Sure.
That way
it could be helpful.
Yeah. kind of like, I mean, I hate to say it, this one that's on the old post road with similar square footage, well, it has double the square footage, but, yeah, their land value, they should be calling me.
Their land value what?
It's so high. It's not, you know, we don't know if it's true or
We
not.
don't know
but
if it's comparable.
Yeah, right. I think their old appraised value was better, but of 984. But there's that. And that's that. Do you want the old post road comps that are superior, or? I mean, if they're discussing the file, they might as well have all of that at their fingertips, right? My job is to make it easier for them, so they don't have to go pull up the internet.
Okay.
And that's all I know. What else can I tell you?
Okay. If that's all, we can let you go.
Okie dokie.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Enjoy your day.
Your clients get a break
I hope
from this?
something, you know, we don't want to be too greedy, but
Yes.
we have to justify the value, and I think my appraisal justifies a lower value.
Every little bit helps.
True.
Is this going to be big enough to get around with? Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So we're ending this review at 9:24 on Saturday, March 14th.
Okay.
Nice to meet you. Have a good day.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, we are here on the 14th of March, or is it the 15th?
No, tomorrow's the Ides of March.
Yes, so it's the 14th.
Yes.
That was right the first time. And I'm Laura O'Brien. I'm here with John Branley. And this is field number 638, and we're starting at
956.
956. 1475 First Street on March 14th, 2026. Okay. And next thing I have to do is swear you in.
Okay.
Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay. In that case, you may sign here. I've got a different pen if you don't like this.
Oh, no. I just want to...
Germ thing.
No, well, let's see. So sign here?
Yeah, where's his signature?
All right. Is that okay?
Yes.
Try to come prepared.
Okay. Next, what I'd like to do, or I'm supposed to do, is confirm the numbers here.
Okay.
We're talking about 1475 First Street.
Yes.
This is field card number 638. And, okay, got Ivanko David. David Ivanko
Yes.
is also a co-owner?
Yes, he is.
Okay. And you are an owner?
Yes. He is my husband.
Yeah. But you're the only one here.
Yes.
So, and the town valued the property at $764,900. You've requested a reduction of down to $667,655. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Very good. Okay, so now it's yours to tell me why you think this ought to be changed.
Okay. So the acreage is 3.1 acres. And it is, with the exception of the house and the driveway, the entire property is wetlands. And I can show you the map. I think you might have a better copy, but you can
Let me
see.
just make that note. Everything wetlands except for home and driveway. Let's see what it gave me here.
Oh yeah, you have it here too. I think you have a better copy.
That's the house.
Yes, I mean you can see it's a very modest house for Fairfield.
For Fairfield?
Because it was originally built as a cabin. It was a summer home, a cabin for a family from New York, built in 1938.
Jeez. I'm just going to make that note on here because I don't know if it's something like that is needed. Built in 1938 as a
Summer cabin.
summer cabin.
Yeah, only one family has owned it other than us. Yeah,
Oh.
I mean, we bought it from the original family.
Okay. Wow.
When we first bought it, I said to my sister, she came up, I was so excited. I said, what would you do first to make it better? She said, I'd knock it down. You gotta love sisters, right?
How like it is, right? You know. Okay. And so, how many square feet is the home?
The home is 1716.
1716 square feet?
Yes. Because over the years, they added to the original cabin.
Okay.
And if you flip a couple more pages to this map, and that's the soil report that's on record with the town. But this is the one. So if you see that the house is right there,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the entire property.
Just the road?
Yes, that's First Street. And so you can even see right in the middle it says
Intermittent water course. So the water flows through here on an intermittent basis.
And so, there's two primary things. One is anyone who would want to buy the property, like my sister, wants to knock it down and move a house into the center of the property where it belongs. But, so, there is, so it's really limited in value, it can't sustain a larger property. So I did some comparisons to some other properties, but the biggest one I should have shared. Can I share new information with you? So the last time I went through the Board of Assessment Appeals, I compared it to 3250 North Avenue. It's really the best comparison. So if you look at 3250 North Avenue, there it's a larger property. It's 4 acres, and its land value right now with the town, as part of is $707,193.
That's
For those-
707,000.
Yep, 193. It should be right here. Yep,
Okay.
and that's very close to my 695,200. Difference is $12,000, but it's 30,000 square feet larger, and the square footage of the house that's on the property is 5,237 square feet. So we're talking about a massive house compared to mine. It's 3 times the size, so that property can sustain.
So this is...
The top row is me, and then I did some comparisons to some other houses in the neighborhood. So if you look at Mary, 88 Mary made, so it's bigger, so it's assessed bigger, but it's supporting a house that's appraised at $2 million, just the house at $2 million, whereas my house is appraised at $69,000. And so our land should not be valued at a similar property that can sustain a $2 million home. We'd love to knock it down and build a $2 million home, but there's two major problems. One is the wetlands. The other is where they put the original septic is considered now wetlands. So to move the septic, you would have to build this thing, I forget the exact phrases, that you put septics in wetlands, which essentially makes it cost prohibitive to develop the property. And then the other thing is our septic is only allowed for 2 bedrooms because originally it was a cabin. And so you couldn't even convert it, who wants to buy a 2-bedroom house, really? Most people, that's more like a condo.
Well, it's more like a summer home on the beach or something like that. It's not really even a condo. I mean, I've got a 2 bedrooms, 3 bathroom, living room, dining room, kitchen, family room upstairs, and that's a condo.
Wow.
Yeah. So
it's really a white elephant, and Dave and I bought it because it was in Great Mills Hill, and we could afford it. At the time, when we pulled up in front of the house, but back then, they would have the sign at the end of the driveway, and then they would have the flyers in it. And I pulled up and I said, oh, let me grab the flyer. And I came back and I said, Dave, we can afford this. And I said, I want to buy it. And he said, you haven't even seen it.
Which would normally work if you liked the land because you could build on it, but then you found out you couldn't.
No. So originally we dropped out of the deal. Once we went through, and then the owner dropped it. The real estate agent called and said, what would it take for you to buy this? And I said, the price would have to drop. Keep in mind, we were negotiating. Back then, you negotiated every nickel and dime. Mm-hmm. And I said, they'd have to drop it $100,000. And they called back and said, okay, so I'll accept your offer $100,000. I mean, I could have said $150. It wasn't a thoughtful thing.
Yes.
It was
it was off the cuff.
Yeah, and so it was all right. So, and because we knew we couldn't have, back then it was illegal for us to have children, so we knew, we wouldn't need a bigger house. So, but every year, everyone thinks oh, look at this 3 acres in Greenfield Hill. It must be worth a fortune. I've even had real estate agents drive down my driveway and say, hey, I want to buy your house. I'm like, it's all wet. So
they know. And our condo is surrounded by wetlands.
Oh, where's that?
It's Woodfield Village, up off Stratfield Road.
Oh, those are nice.
Yeah. So we can't do anything with the land around the buildings. Aren't supposed to even take logs out of there to burn in the fireplace. So.
The Town Conservation Commission.
Okay, so how do we come to the value that you've put on this?
So what I did was, I wish I had done this one just simpler. So what I did was just follow this logic for a second, then I'll show you my logic for the application.
Mm-hmm.
So my logic was, if you took the square, going to 3250 North Avenue, if you divided the square footage into the price, you would arrive that it's $4.20 per square foot. And that would mean that if you compared it to North Avenue, just taking that simple math, 4.2 times the square footage, which is, for my house, is 135,036, you would arrive at 567,151. And so
the land value is $4.2
per square foot.
$4.20 a square foot
for North Avenue, for 3250 North Avenue.
I should have put that over here because it goes to.
Oh, sorry, no, I'm sorry, yeah, it's down here. So 163 times 4.2, and it would arrive at this amount. And so I'm just saying, I mean, really, in my mind, it should be lower, but going through this process, you know, you can't go too low because they'll, you know, they'll just.
I'm confused. This says North Avenue up here.
Mm-hmm.
The land value is 707,193. Yep. That's not 420 per square feet?
Yes, it is.
It is?
Yep.
Okay. So, but down here, what did you do?
So down here, what I did was, is I said, okay, if we took $4.20 times my square footage, which is 135,036, 4.2 times 135,036. We would get 567,151 for the, and this is only land value.
What's the number you're multiplying it by?
Square footage of 4.2. Because right now, if you took my, let's start with my current.
Why that? Okay, so you put price per square foot of 4.2 here.
Because I'll show you 1 second. Right now they're saying at 695,200 divided into 135,036, which is my size, 3.1 acres, it's $5.14 a square foot.
What is 514?
The current assessment of my house.
Your home.
Oh, not my home, my property.
Your property.
So my property is now a factor of 5 point, so that's $1 more per square foot than North Avenue, which supports a 5,237 square foot house.
Okay, so now I'm. But you've got 421 here. So that's on 3250. You are 1475 Burr Street.
Yes. And that first line is an error. That should say 1475 Burr.
What should?
Right there. Because look, see how that matches that?
Yeah.
I cut and pasted poorly. Sorry.
Okay. So at 421 per square foot, your land value would be 567,955.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, actually, yes, 567. I did the math wrong because now it's 560. It's this amount, but I did it wrong, so I don't know if I can change it now. Wait, let's see. 567, 955 plus 69, 700, which would be the house. What would the grand total be?
That's the house. Okay.
Yep.
But if the 567,955 is the land value, that's fine. That's what's on here. The house value is 69,700 up above. So the sum of those two.
Just 955. So I'm getting 637,655 because when I did this number, I did an average of properties.
Which number are you pointing to?
When I arrived at this grand total for both the house and the property, I did an average of these numbers.
Okay.
So I did an average of Cross Highway, North Street, and North Avenue. I just should have stuck to North Avenue, but I was trying to have at least 3 comparisons to.
So you averaged what numbers?
I averaged, let me just take out my, so I said in my big request is, because I can't change my applicant's opinion of the fair market value, can I?
You can request a different number. That doesn't mean
Okay.
we'll
So,
adhere to it, you know.
sure. So I guess like to keep it simpler, I would say that the fair market value is 636,851, which is this number here, saying that the land is worth 567,151, using the same factor as 3250 North Avenue.
That's the land plus the house?
Yes, because that's the house
Yeah. So it's the land, it's
at this number.
this number,
Yep.
here's 1475 First Street.
Yeah, but I'm
Yeah, this
comparing it
way.
to this house.
Okay, but you think that's what your land should be?
Well-
You put that number, almost the same number up above, 557, 955.
Where's that?
Because I crossed this out and put
Yep,
1475.
yes.
So I should take this plus the house, right? This plus this? The 637,6,851 is the current estimate of fair market value for what?
This number is the
Mhm.
fair market value of the house and the property of 1475
So
First
it's
Street,
home
in my
plus
opinion.
land.
Home plus land, yes. And in using this factor of, 5.2, like, I even think that's inflated because that's supporting a house that has 5,000 square feet on it. My house is a third of that, but I don't, you know what I mean? Like,
Yes, I know. That's not comparable.
I can't go too low because no one will say, John, someone will pay $500,000 for this house, right? Someone will pay $600,000. But once you start getting above that, it's tricky.
So this number, 636,851, is derived by what?
By saying that if my house was
Which numbers on here?
Sure. If my house was 3250 North Avenue, if my house was that house,
Mhm.
the land value would be 567,151.
So it's using this land value based on values at what property?
3250 North Avenue.
Okay. That would be the land, and the home would be?
The town is saying the home is worth 69.7.
Home value per town.
Yeah. Which is a little something, but
So 69,700 plus 567,955 gets you to this?
if you take this number, what the
Mhm.
town has approved, and me saying the land is only worth this,
Mm-hmm.
you would arrive at,
So this plus this
Mhm.
gives you this.
Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to make sure I understand. Okay. And there are no real comps. You've pieced together some comps,
Yeah,
but
but-
there's no one property that would be a comp.
There's no property in the town of Fairfield that is on 3.1 acres that is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
Not even close.
So that's why, like, I feel even using any comps is inflated. So what I tried to make the argument was, if you look at 22 Brett Road, it doesn't have a house on it at all, and its land value is 719, but that's developable land.
Yeah.
And if you read, it's actually for sale right now. It says, you know, it's been
20
approved.
22 Brett Road is not wetlands.
No, it is not.
You gotta be very careful when you do these comparisons.
And then if you look at Cross Highway is wetlands, and it's 1 acre valued at $178,000, and that is somewhat developable land. But
It's partial. Which one is 32? There's 373 Cross Highway?
yeah,
Partial wetlands.
well, yeah, yep. It's one, and it might be all wetlands. It's valued at 1.33 per square foot,
Mm-hmm.
which is what I would have loved. But then I would be saying that it's all worth, you know,
Yeah.
not being realistic.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else I should know? So you come to, it's 636, 851 is really what you're requesting now.
Yes.
And that's not, it's on here. He's changed.
Based upon the comp, which is the same comp I used 4 years ago in the assessment. I just couldn't find all my paperwork.
636, what was it?
851.
So you revised it.
Yes, based upon the comparison to 3250 North Avenue.
You want to just initial
Sure.
that? Just seems like a good idea. All right. Anything else I should know?
I mean, the biggest thing is, you know, whatever number you arriving at 695, 200 is inflated, because no real estate agent would put my house on the market right now, or would have when this was assessed in October.
Or the 764, 900 is inflated.
Yeah.
Nobody would pay that.
No.
But what are you buying?
You're buying a cabin that my sister said should be knocked down.
So, okay.
I'm sorry I didn't make this simpler. Try being my husband and understanding my logic.
You'll know next time.
Yeah, next time I'll just keep it to one. But I was trying to do an aggregate of 3 properties.
It's better to keep the best one, the best comp. You maybe one other just to validate it, but you know, you try.
I tried. It was funny because I had the initial hearing. Like, I was talking to the guy, and he's like, "Oh, I completely understand. And you revised the house, and
Not the land.
Not the land. I never questioned the house. It was the land, and you know, he revised the land a little bit. You know, maybe 10,000. But it was like, no, this is
Okay.
good luck.
So I'm going to end this call at 10:23.
Sorry, that took.
It is now 10:30 a.m. on March 14th, and I'm here doing field card number 639. And what time did I say it was 10:30? And I'm with
Jody Capello, the owner.
Jody Capello is the owner. Okay. And we're talking about property at 300 Fulling Mill Lane. And the town has valued this property at $1,586,600, and the owner would like that reduced to an even 1 million. Is that correct?
Yes, 1 million, in preparing for today, you know.
But let's
Okay.
not go, let me finish.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize there was
Got
more.
one other.
Yep,
I need to swear you in.
yes,
So, do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Sign there. What did we say? Is it the 14th?
14.
Not the Ides of March yet. Okay, now we can go on, and you can tell me why you think it should be reduced.
I do think it should be reduced. I purchased and I have a packet, for the board.
Oh, good.
And I will run through the packet briefly, but in general terms, we purchased the home in 2018. It is a 1986 house. We purchased it from the original owners. The original owners.
So it was built in 1986?
Correct. Did I say that? Did I misstate
You
that?
said 1986 house.
Oh.
But I just want to make sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was built in 1986?
Correct.
Okay.
And we purchased it from the original owners. They had not made any upgrades to the property since the purchase, since the build in 1986 and throughout their ownership. It still needs significant upgrades. I have put some comparable sales together. Those range from 1.3 to 1.45. But I do not think they're comparable to my house. They're comparable in size, but not condition.
Okay. Comps range from 1.3
to 1.45.
To 1.45, but are
In better condition.
in better condition. Okay.
And one thing I'll get to more later is they are not on a severe slope as my property is. If you don't mind, I can start with, so the comps are Exhibit A.
Mm-hmm.
Exhibit B shows the exterior of my property and the significant work that needs to be done. It is a wood-sided house, which needs new windows and obviously shutters and a complete redo. There's approximately 26 windows. Some are larger than average, as well as 3 unconventional semicircular windows.
Can you see on this, some of the,
Those just rot.
and
That's
rotted wood.
Rotted wood, and obviously some of these shutters need to be replaced.
Right, the shutters, okay.
Yeah, replacement of these windows and painting of the house is a conservative range of $50,000 to $60,000.
$50,000 to $60,000
Correct.
for this work.
Correct.
I'm going to say for the above remediation, if
Yeah.
I can read my writing. Okay.
So I do think that's the exterior of the house. Then we move to Exhibit C, which is the back deck. The back deck is 380 square feet. It is original 1986 deck.
1986,
From the original build. Estimates to replace this, it's an elevated deck, as you can see from the stairs, and these are pictures of the deck shape. It needs to be completely replaced from the foundation up. Estimates of that are $30,000 to $40,000 to do a simple replacement of a simple wood deck.
$30,000 to
$40,000.
So this deck is how old?
40 years old.
With my condo, we're replacing all the decks.
Right.
They're all 40 years old or older.
Right, so they're basically at the beyond or at the end of their usable life.
That's right.
I mean, you're
That's right.
pushing it.
That doesn't mean they're going to fall down in the next
Correct, but
day.
it's
The
time.
useful life is kind of done. You got your money's worth.
Correct. Next is the kitchen. The kitchen is the original 1986 kitchen. Also at the end of its usable life, significant wear and tear to the cabinets, the countertops. It is not updated to modern times, which I think is a significant drawback if we were to try to market our home.
Mm-hmm.
Estimates to redo the kitchen are in the range, and we've talked to people pre-COVID and beyond. It's $150,000 or more to redo the kitchen. It includes original appliances, as you can see in the pictures, plus, again, cabinets that are beyond their usable life. So a complete replacement, and countertops.
Do you plan to stay in the home for a while?
I do. So my son's out there. We do plan on it. We would hope to fix it up.
Then you're going to do this.
Unfortunately, we hit COVID. We bought it in 18, hit COVID. We've had a few job changes. The goal has always been to get our kids through college, and then move on. So that's the goal. But, I think when we first moved in, I think our initial estimate at a kitchen was $90,000 to $100,000. But of course, it's gone up to about $150,000 given the last 5 years is what's happened after COVID.
And of course, it depends on how high end you go.
This, and I will say, it wasn't very high end. It was regular cabinets.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what kind of, we were not looking at high end marble or it just. Also, we have 3 kids, 12 and under, so we don't want anything excessively nice because it will get ruined. It will get ruined. So we're not trying to go with the whole, fancy contemporary. So that's the kitchen. Next, and one of the biggest issues, I think, which separates my house from a lot of other houses, and why when we purchased in 2018, it sat on the market for about a year, I believe, is the slope of the yard. The yard is significantly graded. I have in here, I believe, it's a 25-foot difference from the front of my yard, where our driveways are, which would be up here, to the back of my yard, which would be way down here, which is the upper left picture. It's probably a 25-foot difference. There is no real flat spots on the property.
Okay.
I find 2 to 3 sporadic, 10 by 10 spots, possibly where there is flat spots. I think another picture that really shows the grade.
Well, this looks flat.
It's not. I can show you the grade. There's not a flat spot. It's good for sledding, but that's about all it's good for. You can see the grade of the house here.
Oh, okay.
That runs from the driveway all the way to the backyard, the same grade. I did put that in my letter as well, that it's also shown.
Okay.
So it's the driveway might help you when you say this looks flat here. The driveway might help you.
The
driveway
says other.
So that's the same area, you could see.
Yeah.
So there is no social spot or child play spot. To do so, we would have to create a significant retaining wall and water drainage system, which would be over $100,000 to prepare. So the yard itself is an acre.
That's what it is.
It is what it is. I know for a fact, people who had looked at the house prior to us buying it, that was a deal breaker, was the slope. Mm-hmm. We bought the house. It is a decent sized house, which is what we liked it for. And I understand the comps kind of reflect that's what prices of that size go.
Whereabouts is this road?
Do you know where?
Rings a bell, but I can't.
I'm going to. This is my next point. So maybe you know. Do you know where Oliver's Tree Farm is? It's right behind that.
Okay.
So that's my next point, is we have bought Oliver's Tree Farm, a commercial property.
Okay. Not an ugly one, but...
No, but there is a lot of noise during the day. There's commercial trucks, 18-wheelers, power equipment that goes on throughout the day.
Sure.
And quite frankly, in this work-from-home environment, that's kind of makes it a little bit sometimes of a difficulty. I think that's I think to get our house to modern standards, it would cost between $350,000 and $400,000. I think if it were to go on the market, it would be discounted by that much because someone buying it would want it to match the houses in the area and in the neighborhood. And I do know that when we purchased it in 2018, we paid $787,000 for it. If you were to take a straight square footage comparable, it was obviously discounted for all of these same reasons at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we paid $787,000 and other people were paying $1 and $1.1 at the time to buy houses in our neighborhood.
So you take the 780 and then you add, what was it, your estimate?
So another 250-ish or so, or 230, 250 to say, okay, we'll bring it to today's value, but it's still not comparable to the 1.4, 1.5 houses in my neighborhood that are modern, that have significant upgrades. Most houses in my neighborhood have flat portions. My direct neighbor has a pool, so they don't have a flat portion, but they built a pool in their hill area. I think everyone else has a flat portion to their property but me. And again, that's just, it is an acre, but it's a largely unused, other than sledding, it's a largely unusable acre.
So what did you do? You took your total cost to bring this home to standards.
Yes.
I don't mean upgraded, fanciest kitchen you could ever find.
No.
What do you think that is?
I think it's $400,000, $350,000 to $400,000.
He estimates 350 to 400,000 to bring home to standards. Current standards.
Correct.
That's exterior and interior.
Correct. And that doesn't include fixing the slope of the yard. That includes basically the house.
Yeah.
Not the, I understand I bought a sloped yard. I accept that. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I think that discounts the value of the house overall. A young family may not want the house that we bought due to the slope. I think that lowers the market value. I do not plan at this time on flattening the yard.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm just saying the 400 doesn't include that. I think that's $100,000. The 400 is
I'm just saying to bring home
okay,
to
perfect.
current standards.
Thanks. Yes, that's what I meant. So yes, thank you.
Yes. Exterior and interior. So you took 400
Pretty much, yes.
and added it to what do you think the land value is?
I did not do that. I took it off I think if my house was brought up to modern, it would probably equate to what the town has appraised it at, the 1.5 number. I did not add it to the land. I took the 400 off that 1.5-ish number that the town has appraised it at.
Well, let's just see what the town appraised the land at. $1,035,000.
So I do think that would be less due to the fact that it is severely sloped. It is an acre in a nice neighborhood that is conveniently located to town, the train, the highway. Although it's the slope, that's the problem.
So even if I used their land value, the number would still come in less than this. If you did
Right.
350 to 400. You would challenge that the land value of $1,035,000 seems over appraised because there's not a flat spot on the property.
Correct. It's largely unusable for any activity, social gathering, anything. And it costs to maintain, unfortunately, so it's unfortunate that it's somewhat of a burden to have that much land that's unusable.
So I don't know exactly how to get to your number
Okay.
of $1 million.
Right. Well, I do think that I don't know how the town gets to a number on land, or if it just lists as an acre in this area.
It's vision appraisers that we hired.
Right. The vision says, doesn't necessarily look at the land. They say, this area of Fairfield,
Right.
and is valued at such and such per acre or what have you. Again, I think it should be discounted almost in half, quite frankly, because of the fact that it's an acre, but again, it's not usable for any real purpose. I think it is worth half of what the town has appraised it at.
Okay.
If it was flat, it would be worth it. There's no comparable to say that we're equal to someone who has, who's maybe 300 yards from my house, who's on Bronson Road and has a flat acre lot. It's just not, it's night and day. It's apples to oranges, given the severity of the slope.
Yeah, I don't have an answer for that either.
Yeah.
And we can argue that it's, I can say that the appellant thinks the land's not worth any more than, I don't know, 600,000. I mean, I
think that's right.
Put a number in.
Yeah.
But you don't have a real case that you can draw to come to that number. The only
That's fair.
thing I could tell you that you might want to consider is to hire an appraiser.
I appealed my taxes in 2020,
Mm-hmm.
and I did go to court over it.
You went to court
I
on
did.
this property.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm prepared to do that again if I have to and hire an appraiser. I'm an attorney, so I can represent myself. I litigate, so I'm not afraid
That's
to go.
good.
Yeah, no, so I'm comfortable. So that's not good. So I'm prepared to do that if I have to and hire an appraiser. I do feel a little bit. I did not think of figuring out. Obviously, I went through and tried to figure out costs of the house upgrades.
Well, you did some things that
Right.
well detailed.
Right.
It's the
I did
land,
not do that. Is what I regret not doing. Now that you say it, I did not think of that. Yeah.
because the land is the biggest
Right.
part of your value.
Do I have the opportunity to submit something after today or not?
Yes,
Because I will look into it.
yes.
Okay.
If you've got an appraisal, that could be added.
Okay. I may do that. Then. I don't want to have to go to court. I don't want to have to do that. I hope I
No,
can do it
and
now.
I think if you got it from a
Right.
legitimate appraiser, I would be surprised if the land would get this number. Now, I don't know
Correct.
how much less it would.
Right.
I'm not
Right.
an appraiser.
Right. Yeah, I know.
And I'm just doing this part-time. I just got pulled in to help.
I heard that, yeah.
So-
It's crazy, right?
Yeah,
I know.
but I understand what you're saying, but I don't have
Right, there's no metric.
another way.
We don't have a metric for it. I understand that. So I will go try to get a metric for it, yes.
It's all I can recommend.
Okay, well, thank you. And thanks for listening to me and hearing me. I appreciate it.
Oh, happy to. I wish I could do more. I'm just going to make a note. He may get it appraised. So, just making a note.
Right. Okay, thank you very
All
much.
right. Nice
Nice
to
to meet
meet you.
You too. Good luck with the rest of your day.
And we're done at 10:51 a.m.
Perfect. Good luck with the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Meeting.
Okay, we are recording on property number 641 at 10:55 a.m. And I have with me,
Emerson Lamani?
okay, who is an owner,
Yes.
and I am Laura O'Brien. And the home is 27 Rhode Island Avenue, and it's appeal number 641. First, I have to swear you in.
Okay.
Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
So help you God.
I do.
Therefore, would you please sign there? Okay, now this property is at 27 Rhode Island Avenue. The town has valued it at $506,820. I don't see on the paperwork what you're valuing it at. So you're going to maybe tell me as we get going into this?
Well, I mean, I didn't come up with a figure, but you said 500 and change. This is what I have here. The current assessed value of $192,710 based on October 1st, 2020 reevaluation. New assessed value based on October 1st, 2025 reevaluation was $361,774 is what I have.
That's probably 70%
Okay.
of this number.
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
Rough numbers with the one that you just mentioned, it sounds about right.
516,820. Go to dial. Cloggy this morning. $361,774.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So they're valuing your home at $516,820.
Okay.
So your appeal has to request a new value.
Okay. I didn't come up with a figure. I mean, just basically just some a perspective on why I don't think it's that high. If I can offer that for the record.
Yeah, what do you want to offer then?
So, I mean, just wanted to thank you for hearing my appeal. My property at 27 Rhode Island Avenue was revalued to an assessed value of $361,774, which implies a market value of $517. There you go. Since the Connecticut assessments are 70% of fair market value, so based on comparable homes and similar size and age in the neighborhood, I think the value of the home is lower than the estimate. My home is a 1924 colonial with about 1,600 square feet, only 2 bedrooms, which limits its value compared to many
How
nearby
many square
homes.
feet?
1,600. And that increase seems to be...
How many bedrooms?
It's 2.
Okay.
So that's an 88% increase, which my understanding is they were aiming for a 70% average. Is that right? Or does it matter?
I don't think, I'm not aware of that. What the assessor tries to do is as accurately as they can,
Yeah.
and it's not a science, is come up with the fair market value.
Correct.
What the home would sell for if put on the market.
Yeah. I mean, based on what we have here, though, like the home was built in 24, so an older home that's going to require many updates to, be compared with newer properties. But,
Have you upgraded anything?
No. It's been just Pretty much as is. I mean, I replaced the windows, 15 years ago, which were original. Most of them were original to the house. So, but I mean, I know that the average home in the cities, 3-4 bedrooms, 2,200 to 3,000 square foot.
Yeah, but you can't compare a 3-bedroom to a 2-bedroom.
Exactly. So, I mean, and I have a couple of comparables here that I brought, which we can. 270 Oakwood Drive. It sold, I guess, in October 25 for $625. That house was 1,056 square feet.
Let me write this down.
Sure.
270 Oakwood.
Yep.
Sold.
For $625.
No, when was it again?
October 2025.
It's how many square feet?
1,056.
And it sold for?
$625. This one was built in 1960. It had 3 bedrooms.
What was built in 1960?
This 270 Oakwood.
Okay.
So it had more bedrooms, but it sold for $625. Like a comparable smaller home with more bedrooms sold for that amount. I mean,
how many square feet is this home?
mine is 1,600.
Oh yeah, I have that down.
I have 27 Bradley Street, sold in December of 25.
Okay.
And that has 1,816 square feet.
1816.
Correct. It's a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath. So again, more bedrooms with full bath sold for $635. So a home with more bedrooms and bathrooms and.
How many bathrooms do you have?
1.5. Well, 1 and 3. Yeah, 1.5.
It's about the same.
Yeah.
Okay, and it sold for?
$635.
$635,000.
Correct.
Okay.
So more homes, similar size range, 200 more, sold around $635. Indicates like 2-bedroom like mine should reasonably fall below that level. And then one more for you, 1411 Black Rock Turnpike.
1411.
Black Rock Turnpike, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This sold in August of 25 for $400,000, and its size was 1,296
square feet.
Yep. This one was built in 52, needed renovations. So the condition obviously heavily matters. With the older homes needing work, selling much lower. So
probably not a good comp.
well, I'm just throwing it out there in terms of
No, but yours is older.
Yeah.
1924 colonial.
So like many homes, like in a town valuation, I'm sure are significantly larger with like 3 to 4 bedrooms. Mine's only 2, 1,600 square feet, which limits the market value compared to a typical home in Fairview.
How many bedrooms at 1411 Black Rock Turnpike?
1411 was. Three.
So that's 3, what'd you say, 3 bedrooms?
3 bedrooms.
Oh.
and I didn't realize this until I inquired with the town, whether I can make, if I were to knock my home down and build new, I was asking if two-family was possible. They said I had a non-conforming lot. It's below a size that would
Support,
correct, but it's a tenth of an acre. So technically, I'd be grandfathered in for a single-family home, but it wouldn't even meet the requirements for a single-family home according to current specs. So I didn't realize that. So I don't have a garage,
mm-hmm.
so.
So you can't tear down and build new because the home is not, the land lot is non-conforming?
It's a non-conforming lot. I mean, I would be grandfathered in. Obviously, I can't, make the lot bigger, but according to the code as it stands, it's a non-conforming lot that wouldn't support even the minimum requirements of a new build in terms of spacing and setbacks and things of that nature. So
I understand.
which is what you want to hear. But yeah, so all of that is to say that I think the valuation is on the high end of things with respect to some of the comps that I brought up. So.
Okay. Do you want to put out a number that you think it should be?
I mean, 425, 450 seems more accurate.
Just looking at the other ones we put here. Oakwood has less square feet, sold for $625. That one's not going to help you. But it's three.
But the bedroom count is kind
Bedroom
of
count
the rationale.
Yeah. Bradley.
And to my point,
Bradley's more square feet, sold for $635.
Also more bedrooms.
More bedrooms. Black Rock Turnpike sold for $400,000. It has less square feet.
And an extra bedroom as well.
And an extra bedroom.
And that one required heavy renovations, according to.
And I wrote no upgrades.
But I mean that's all to say with the two-bedroom count, limitations on expansion and upgrading. I mean the assessment is leaning towards the higher side of things.
You've done no upgrades other than the windows?
Upgrades, no. I had to replace the furnace, which was, and the water heater. Obviously, those things require replacement.
Yes. How long ago?
The furnace, maybe 12 years ago. When we bought the house, it kind of crapped out on us. The water heater, about 4 years ago.
4 years?
Yeah. No, it was before the pandemic, sorry. So, 6+. So, yeah, over 6 years ago.
Well, that doesn't really add value because that's expected to be functional, right?
Yeah.
So, the windows added value.
Well, they also added function. What was there was not
Right.
functional.
Yeah,
So,
I know. But regardless, they're relatively new.
Yeah.
So that's not a detraction
Yeah.
in any way. I'm trying to think what comp would work best for you here. You're only 2 bedrooms. I don't really want to use the 3 bedrooms. maybe the Black Rock Turnpike one is the closest one, even though that's, a 3-bedroom. It's, the smaller square feet, so it must be 3 small bedrooms. It's old, 1952. I don't know. Maybe a value of $450,000. I'm just guessing. I mean, you got to give me a number.
Well, that's what I said, between 425, 450, I think is appropriate. I don't know what an extra bedroom would.
I don't either.
So,
this is not my.
Yeah. So, but I see like the difference in price and varying conditions of these properties that I mentioned. They all had an additional bedroom. Obviously, that's going to increase.
That's value.
Its value, yeah. And then I think all except one.
But you've got only 1.5 bedroom, right?
No, 2 bedrooms, 1.5 baths.
Oh, 1.5 bath.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. You've only got 2. The others sometimes have 3.
Yeah.
So.
For, single family dwelling, I don't know, I mean, maybe there's some floating around in Fairfield, but I don't think it's a common format unless you're going into like a condo or a townhouse or something.
But that's different because you have land.
Yeah.
No land there.
Yeah. So.
You've got land with this. It may not be great land, but you've got land.
No, it's minimal. I mean, but it's What are they? They call them the state streets over there. They're all pretty tiny.
Yeah.
My landscaper called it a postage stamp once.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
yeah. So what kind of value do you want to request?
I mean.
Don't go by anything I say.
No, but I mean, 425 to 450, I think that's sweet spot right there. If we had to apply value, I mean, I think that in today's market conditions, given the cost of materials and everything, whatever, I think that's reasonable.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want me to say or add to this?
Thank you for taking a moment to allow me to address it. Appreciate your time and consideration.
Okay. And I'm going to end this session at 11:13. I'm Laura O'Brien. I don't know if I stated my name earlier, but and it's still March, what is it?
14th.
14th. So thank you.
Thank you kindly.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So my name's Laura O'Brien, and I have with me Joanne Josbowski.
Mm-hmm.
And the property we are appealing is appeal number 643 at 798 Reef Road. The town values it at $903,700. The appellant is asking it to be reduced to $671,842. Joanne Dubsbrowski is the appellant, but she does not live at the stated property. She owns it, but she lives at 224 Reef Road. Did I get all that right?
Correct.
Great.
The hardest part.
And the time is now 11:18. And I'm now going to swear you in.
Okay.
Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do, or whatever I say.
Sign there then, please. So the amount the town said was, it's valued at is $903,700, and you're requesting it be reduced to $671,842.
Correct.
I'm going to turn this over to you
Okay.
to give me
Okay.
why you think this should be
Now,
done.
do you have my package?
I have something in here.
Yes. Yes, okay. 'Cause everything is in there, basically, what I can just walk you through it
Sure,
and explain it.
hit the highlights anyway.
Okay. If you see my property card, a couple things to point out is the home is on Reef Road.
Mhm.
The living area of the house is 915 square feet. And it is almost 100 years old, 1926, so it is 100 years old. And I am requesting a downward land adjustment to account for the unprecedented and extreme documented adverse external obsolescence with this property. And I explain that in my
For the
package.
land.
Well, for the property, I mean, typically it's the land value that you look at when you appraise, but number 2 in my package. So I have 2 reasons I'm asking for it, but the extreme adverse obsolescence is explained in number 2. So let me just walk through what my package says.
Okay.
So I have 2 reasons. Number 1 is lack of uniformity, and I'm just reading from my package, so right after the field card.
There we go.
Next one?
No.
Yes. Next one. Perfect. I know the pages.
I'm just not,
Okay, so there, I'm just reading number 1. Lack of uniformity, the baseline overvaluation, the market discrepancy. I have a comparison grid, which we'll come to in a minute. It details properties in the immediate vicinity that sold during the window of when you looked at the properties for significantly less than my assigned fair market value.
okay.
Second bullet is inequity of location. These comparables are situated in superior, unimpaired locations. Assessing my property, which has unique site challenges, which we'll get to in a minute, at a higher value than these superior sold properties, basically is unfair and inequitable. Number 2 main reason at the bottom part of the document there, documented adverse external obsolescence. The current valuation fails to apply a locational adjustment for what we now have is a permanent change in the land use directly adjacent to my property. Approved on 2 sides of my property line is a massive 45-unit affordable housing high-density project with 64 parking spaces. And this is at 812-820 Reef Road. 2 factors, size and scale. The approved plans, which have been approved by the town, calls for, again, a massive 45-unit apartment complex. There is no such apartment complex or anything on Reef Road with 64 parking spaces. This is adjacent to the left side of my property if you're standing at Reef Road looking at my property. So to the left is going to be the building and a driveway. And the second bullet is dual border encroachment. My property is uniquely impacted, sharing 2 lot lines with this project. The project is on the left, the parking is behind my property.
Oh.
So I am a letter L impacted house,
Left, but
left and rear
rear,
is,
with rear adjacent to parking.
yes. This is a high-density project. So we look at the next bullet. If you turn the page, at the top, the next bullet is nuisance and use incompatibility. Key point, no willing and reasonably informed buyer would pay fair market value for a single-family homestead sharing a fence with a 45-unit affordable housing complex and a 64-space commercial-sized parking lot. The resulting noise, light, and loss of privacy represent a permanent loss in functional utility. There's also concerns from the director of Connecticut DEEP, Department of Environmental Protection. He asked that this project not be approved. He cited significant increase in the hazard to life and property regarding coastal storms and flood events. Assessing my property while it sits in this path of hazard created by this density is a failure to, account for documented obsolescence, economic obsolescence.
So you're saying this high-density project also creates a higher flood risk?
Yeah, he asked that it be denied based on those reasons. And I have that support in my package. Brian Thompson, Director of Connecticut.
Well, that's compelling.
Correct. So if you turn the page, my conclusion is this is unprecedented and it's extreme. It's documented. It's been approved. External obsolescence conditions presented. Couple this with the overvaluation of the nearby sales based on their location and their size and their age, which I have a grid on. Again, my property valuation needs to be significantly reduced. So the next page is comparables. In my grid, I have looked at 5 properties, which is a fair valuation.
Of these properties, which ones are also adjacent?
They're not. There's
None of them are?
adjacent, but these are recent sales.
That's fine.
Yeah, okay. Yes, they're not adjacent.
Yeah.
Of course, the odds of something being adjacent also and having sold.
I get it.
But they're extremely close.
It's just
You're getting
comparing.
Yes. So here is the distance, all less than a mile.
Hang on a second.
That's okay. Take your time. This is the distance.
Mm-hmm.
This is
the sales date.
yeah, this also is important. As you can see, I went with age and
Mhm.
square footage.
Mm-hmm.
I am extremely out of the boundaries of these.
So this is
Between
the subject property.
No, that's not me. Oh, yeah, way at the top. Yes, you are correct. Sorry. So I'm
Okay.
100 years old. I'm 915 square feet. So I did the percentage larger that they each are, 38%, 30, 24, 17, 20. The age, also very important. And then we have the sale price, the sale date,
Mm-hmm.
and I did the average down here of these comparables. And these, again, I think the key thing to point out is these are in superior locations, obviously. Unimpeded, superior locations. And their average comes out to 823,000. So that would be the upper bound average that, I used.
They're all close by, but
Superior locations, I think that's
superior
yes.
locations. So you,
Right.
I'm saying you can't judge by 0.3 miles.
Correct. Yeah, that could be anywhere, right. But it's because they are superior locations. If you know the streets, which they are,
I'm not real familiar,
Yes, but
I
they're all,
sort of know.
yes, yes. So again, based on the sale date in the window of when the town, did its valuation. So then
Is yours a Cape? Yeah, it is.
Yes,
They're all
yes,
Cape.
they're all capes. I went with capes and less than 1,200 square feet. So I was very mindful that I was getting fair, what I felt were fair square footage. So if you turn the page next, you will now see the visual.
What it's going to look like.
This is the architect's drawing. And I asked them to insert a picture, so this is from the architect and the owner.
Page 5 is
a visual.
The architect's
rented, whatever, it's what was submitted to the town. Right. And they just inserted the picture, and that is exactly what that is my house. So that is meant to give you the scale of what I'm now facing. And that's a driveway between the high pole and the building. If you turn the page then, that's another from the architect's plans, and I've inserted my little 915 square foot little home right there. So we have parking, we have drive-up parking, so the front of the house will be busy, the back.
What do you think will happen to this?
It's certainly not going to be affordable housing.
This home?
No, my home, or what's going to happen to the project?
Yeah. No, this 798.
That's me.
I know.
Oh, what?
But you do you live there?
I do not live there.
You don't live there.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
owner
in
does not live there.
single-family neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Like Ridge Road is all cute little houses.
Yes.
With a similar look.
I'm just wondering if, I don't know what else, somebody buys up a bunch of the other houses and builds another one of these. Because this isn't going to be very valuable to anybody.
Correct. No, nobody will now buy what I bought as a single-family home.
Other than to redevelop it.
And you can't unless you get other properties based on current zoning.
Right.
And I'm boxed in. So if you keep turning the pages, I've given you all the visuals to give you a full impact. So, shows you Reef Road. So basically you'd be looking at it like this. If you were to drive down Reef Road, you're coming down Reef Road, this is Veterans Park. I am this tiny lot.
That's you.
And this is two big houses that the owner owns both. He's going to knock them down, and then behind is just there's no other way to get to this but this little drive. This is the parking. There's parking under.
Are these other properties?
Those are my neighbors. Those are my neighbors.
Who are also adversely affected, but not as much.
I am two sides of a property is just unheard of. And they have to come along my property to get back here. So it's going to be constant impact.
What's in here?
This is just, it's a little distorted. This is the road. This is really, Reef Road is really like right here. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a little, the way he drew it is a little bit distorted.
Okay.
So if we go to the next item, it's just from the DEEP, Department of Energy and Environmental Protection, as evidence of what I stated. He's recommending that the group deny the application.
But it's already been approved.
Correct. But he had concerns, which are safety and health. And there still is the warning, the flooding and the storms and the evacuation route.
Right.
So that's just the article that I wanted to make sure I included the whole article and the date and everything where it's from. These are just the actual notice of the town approving the complex next to me. So it really happened. It was really approved. So that's just, there were just 3 notice of decisions, so I just included all 3. And then you'll see another visual after those, which now again, maybe gives you a better view now. So Reef Road is, getting my bearings, Reef Road is here, Veterans
Okay.
Park coming down.
Okay.
So I'm here, and now this is the whole visual.
Well, the complex is
It's
going
going to be, all these are getting knocked
now
down.
getting knocked down, and then this is going to be parking.
Correct,
Okay.
correct. So you have a garbage, you know, they have a little module now for garbage. I assume
What's
that's,
this going to be?
this is me. This is my house
That's
and my
you.
garage.
Oh, that's your
Yes,
garage.
my house and a garage.
Your garage is separate.
Correct, it is not attached.
Garage not attached.
Yes. So you have to go down this pink line to get to parking, which I think is also important, that it's not just, this is how they get down to that. It's the
Mm-hmm.
only way in. There's no way back here. This is Forest Avenue over here, so there's no
Mhm.
way. There's one way in or out, which I think was a concern for like fire trucks. Because what if the fire is back here on this complex? How does the fire?
Supposedly they looked at it.
Yeah, I know.
And they
but
can-
It's hard to visually
Well,
see that.
but you can, this is the main road.
Right, but if the fire is on the back of the
I
property.
understand.
Yeah, how do you get there?
I don't know.
How do you put it?
I,
Right, we can't, we're not the judges
We're
of
not.
that.
somebody has apparently looked at it.
Correct.
So,
So again, I'm giving you visuals to see how I'm impacted on.
just going to make a
entire
note, only
two
access
is,
to parking
yes, adjacent to property owner.
for
My whole,
apartments
right. Is the left whole,
is along
the
owner's
entire
property
left-
line.
Left, in my entire property line is impacted.
I mean, I don't like that either, besides the fact that you're looking at the monstrosity.
Right.
You got cars whipping by all day and
All
night.
day and pulling out. And, you know, even the parking that's going to impact poor Veterans Park,
Yeah.
which is a family park, which is sporting events.
Oh,
which is-
yeah.
So this is my entire grid on how I've actually calculated my value at the very bottom, highlighted in yellow, my 671,842. So that is my number, but it's based on the information above, which are the comparables, which we've already seen this piece. And then I do an analysis of how my property, the percentage of land versus my dwellings.
Mm-hmm.
So my land is the 91% of my valuation. This is right from the field card. So if you do the percentage, if the land is valued at this, on a total of that, it's 91%. So the land is my value, and now my land is not that valuable. And then I use the
You could even question whether it's worth this.
I know, I agree. And then I base everything on this 823 amount, and then I use the 823 for my comparables up here, the 823. I use that down here, and then I do the 91%, and the 6%, the 1%, and then down there I make an adjustment for the land value, where I come up with the 671. It's, I think, self-evident. I think the pictures speak for themselves. I think the size, the impact. I no longer feel I have a single-family home I can sell.
I get it. It's not going to be my decision, you understand.
Correct, I understand that.
It's the full board that
Correct.
votes.
But I don't think that, obviously based on my assessment, I don't think the 45-unit monstrosity complex was considered. And I think now we need to bring that in as far as...
Well, the Vision Associates that did the appraisal may not have known.
Correct. Correct. Right. Oh, sure. And that's why I'm here.
That's, Yeah,
I'm here for.
of course you're appealing.
Yes, I think it's self-evident why I'm here today.
I don't think
My
there's a
poor little house is
question.
no longer.
One could argue it's not even worth that.
Yeah. Trying to be reasonable with my
No, I know.
calculations. But you're right, I think you make a valid point.
It's-
So I think my,
I think it's very, in this case, I think it's very hard to determine what it could sell for. That's just,
well, anybody who knows, any agent that would take my listing would have to tell, they'd have to inform the buyer, honestly, or
Oh,
the
God,
buyer
yes.
would have to do their own due diligence, and then immediately anybody saying 45 units with 4 stories, that just the noise, just the cars, just 2 and 3 people and 4 and 5 people in each of the 45. Nobody's saying it's
how many
40
units is it?
45.
45 units.
So 30% would be low income, I guess. But low income can be
Mm-hmm.
my son, or it could be anybody.
I understand the need for low-income housing.
I think if it really
How
goes
they
to
do
low
it.
income housing, but I wonder who.
It's considered affordable. It's not low income. It's 30%. It's affordable based on the
average,
town's.
right. And unfortunately, we have some colleges in the area. So
That doesn't,
I think those
that
are,
doesn't impact it that much. It's if you're starting out on police or firemen, you can't afford
right.
the homes
The
in
homes
Fairfield.
Right. None of us even can
Even
afford our own
school
homes.
teachers.
Yes, our own homes are unaffordable to us. If you're telling me mine is $900,000, fair market value, it wouldn't sell for that.
But that's the problem. We've limited the town to people who've got money for the most part, and that's why this.
Is the
Why
number
is I don't
going
like
down? Do we know?
They expect it to go down, but they don't know yet. Because there's 2 things that have to be done. This process has to complete,
Okay.
and the budget has to be approved.
Okay.
The budget has not been approved
Okay.
yet.
And does that normally happen in the summer or soon?
No, it should happen soon.
Okay.
I think early June.
Based on the budget needs.
So,
and then-
because you take the budget and you
And then
divide
you
by
spread
the
it out,
assessed, and you
right.
get a mill rate, right?
Right.
So,
So if there's
Okay.
anything else I can offer to prove my case, I'd be happy to do it. I think we walked through, again, that it's such a unique case. And
Yeah.
my 2 sides are impacted by 45 unit complex.
yeah, wow.
If there's anything else I can say, really.
Okay,
All right.
well, thank you.
Okay,
We're
thank
going to
you.
conclude this at 11:42.
Okay, cool. All right, great. Thank you.
Okay, we're starting this appeal number 658 at 11:45 a.m. It's for 357 Oldfield Road. I am Laura O'Brien, and in the room with me is Colleen Muller and her son Kevin Muller. Kevin is not an owner, but Colleen is. And the property is at 357 Oldfield Road. The town has valued it at $1,407,800. The owner is requesting it be reduced to $850,000. Is that correct?
I believe that's the number I gave. That was very difficult to do, by the way,
What was?
to give an estimate of what I believe it.
No,
Yeah.
yes. It's hard for some
Yeah.
people, not hard for others. If you're an appraiser,
Yeah.
as a line of work, it's not so hard. Okay, so now I'm going to swear you in. Okay. Read this first. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Sign there. Now, are you going to be making any claims, Kevin, on this, or are you just going to sit here?
I mean, I may speak, But, so if you need me to sign something, I'm more than happy to.
Yeah, I think you should if you,
Okay.
yeah,
Thank you. Yeah, he's my finance.
I just said it was numbers.
Yes.
yeah.
Underneath it?
Underneath hers, yes.
I know.
That's where the math side of the brain comes from.
Okay. So, what is your case? Why do you think this
Well,
is worthless?
Yes. So it starts with my move in November 14th of this year.
That recently?
Yes.
So you purchased it?
I purchased it November 14th, 2025, after, obviously, the October 1st deadline of the property assessments or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Of course, to buy a property here, I had to go way above everything. I left everything that I'd known to move here. We put his dad, my husband, in Sturgis Assisted Living.
Mm-hmm.
So I put everything into this house here to be near him and my other son and my grandkids. So that being said, moved in sight unseen, didn't even see the house. But you know, it's 2,400 square feet. Not big, but perfect for me. It is a very busy road, Old Field Road. There's nothing to the house. There's no basement. It was filled in. There's no landscaping in the front. You know, it's
minimal landscaping.
No
there's nothing.
landscaping.
They
No
didn't do
landscaping.
anything,
You can
just
see,
old
you
trees.
can see all the concrete around. Like,
Yeah. But it's lovely. So I'm not bashing the house or anything, but I went in comparison. So when all the news of the assessment, you know, the mill rate, et cetera, I started diving in a little bit because my taxes were at 16 something. So then I saw my neighbor next door, literally next door, larger home, just purchased it in June for 1.5.
and off the main road.
Off same road, yep.
So you're on the corner of Old Field.
And Pratt, yes.
Yeah,
He's
so-
on the Old Field and East Lawn.
Yeah.
So, anyway, their house is much nicer, has a third floor office that has an in-ground pool and a basement. So their taxes were at 14. So I was like, what the heck? Why are my taxes so high on this house? I couldn't
Their
understand
taxes or their value?
Their taxes?
No.
No, what are you asking me?
I'm
sorry.
talking town value, because I'm not going to talk about what your
Oh, I was
taxes are going to be.
I'm sorry, I'm preempting as to what created for me to
Okay,
investigate this.
okay.
So that was the comparison I looked. So when we all got our new assessments, so it was interesting. So I got my letter, and my first assessment, interestingly enough, was $907.70. He sent me,
Okay.
the town sent me. So then they said if you wanted to appeal it, et cetera. So I made a conference call with that company,
Vision?
Yes. So discussed everything, gave him my comps that I could find, went under
Okay.
and then they raised me to $985. And I explained all in my house, everything. I said I have a big water main thing on my lawn. He was asking me questions like he was trying to understand my house better. I said, it's a simple house. The kitchen is nothing. It needs to be redone. I'm like, I know it's always the land, and perhaps, but I'm not quite sure. So then I thought, oh my gosh, it went up. So
Did you note the dates on both those letters that are, just so she
Oh.
can see them? So
Oh.
the first letter was dated what?
the first assessment.
Are they in here?
Yeah, they
It
are.
might be. The first assessment notice was December 19th.
Yeah, December 19th, 2025,
Was-
and then
And then after
February
my
6th, so that's half.
telephone conversation, it went up, yeah.
Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. I'm just looking to see
Yes, I'll show you.
what's in the file and what
Oh,
isn't
okay,
in the file.
that's good.
Because I don't think those notices are in the file.
Okay.
Number
Okay.
on everything
Mhm.
when I do this, when I get to it. So, I'm going to say that you had a phone
Telephone
review
conference.
with Vision.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're going to call it appeal, with Vision, which resulted in a higher assessment.
$80,000.
Very strange. And I assume you have no real idea how that happened?
No. I think he based it on the sale of the price I paid for the home. And I said to him, are you familiar with the town? I mean, it's hard to buy a home here. I tried all summer because we were looking for a home that would suit my husband's needs. I lost every single one on every bid. And we had to bid $200 over ask to get this house to close it down. I personally think the realtors are really having a great
time.
Just, best and final, it's awful. But I did what I did to be near all of them and to near my husband. So I was flabbergasted when the letter came. I thought, oh my gosh, so he's, and then I'm like, oh my God, $79,000 or $80,000 more now.
So how much did you pay for it?
$155,000. $1,550,000.
Or 23.
Yes. Yes.
Paid
Yeah.
for home
Yeah.
in when?
November 25. 2025.
You were, I want to try to describe the conditions. You were in a stressed situation. You had to purchase.
I never saw the home. My daughter-in-law went to see it because my husband was in the hospital.
My father's had Parkinson's. And
He's
he was
late stage.
So.
Now it's dementia and Parkinson's related. So in any event, we had to move really fast. So I sold my home in Florida.
I want to describe,
Yes.
without going into great detail,
Yeah.
had to move quickly because one owner was going into assisted living.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to talk about what their medical condition
Yeah, that's fine. That's exactly what happened. He literally went from the hospital and on the plane to assisted living here to be near all my children. Because we were in Florida.
As one, and he was an owner.
Yes.
You've been turned down on several properties.
Oh, I put in, yes, I would say 3-4 properties from June to October, yeah.
So you offered more than asking in order to get this?
Sight unseen, no inspection.
You probably saw the picture.
Well, my daughter-in-law's FaceTimed me.
Yeah.
Now, my Kevin's wife and my other son's wife were my, go-to girls. They know what I would, they know my standards. But it was a very nice house. It's ideal for me. And it's 5 minutes from him and 10 minutes from my other son and 5 minutes to my husband.
Yeah.
I drive in a big circle all day long. Yeah.
So I just, the extenuating circumstances which you paid for it obviously affected his valuation, it seems.
Yes,
it seems.
I believe you're right. I also don't understand. Like I said, the date, to me, I brought that up to him. He said, well, you paid $155 for your home. I said, yes, I did. I said, I don't know if you know anything about Fairfield and the real estate market here. I said, but also please note that it was after the October 1st deadline or assessment or whatever homes were worth at that point.
Yeah.
I said, so there is a little bit of a, I think, was unfair to include or to, base it on that.
You would have been in a situation where if you never called, it wouldn't have even went up to the 80
True,
grand,
very true.
which is,
So now I'm fighting even a larger assessment.
Okay. I don't have any idea how the full board's gonna look at this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a decider.
Mhm.
I'm basically an interviewer trying to
Okay.
ask the right questions,
Right,
get the right data,
okay,
so we can all decide what the right course of action is.
okay. No, we also have this, because they ask you all, they kept asking us to do our own comps, do our own research.
That's my next question.
So we did this, and then my son here, because I found the homes that are close by, et cetera, and then I asked him to make me an Excel spreadsheet, if that's what it's called.
yeah.
So Kevin can, but he can better explain. Where's the highlighted address?
So if you look at the square footage and the assessed value and the appraised value, and you take the square footage and divide it by the square feet, right, you'll get a price per square foot on the assessment and the appraisal. My mother's appraisal is in line with a house that is on Fairfield Beach Road.
It's on the beach.
These are direct neighbors.
Yes.
If you look at their dollar per square foot for their appraisal, it's in the mid-4s. Hers is in the high 5s. Same as the Fairfield Beach Road house.
Yeah, it's right on the beach here.
Right,
Yeah.
and if you look at the square footage for
Can I have this?
Yes,
Yes, of course.
yes, we made copies.
so it's $100 higher per square foot assessed. It's almost like she's waterfront living compared to her neighbors, which are assessed at $450. So ultimately, if you were to assess her at
This is on the
Mhm.
lot size or the square footage of the
Well,
home?
square
have
footage
both.
of the
We
home,
have-
but
this
you
is
can
the lot
also
size.
do it on the lot side.
So the Fairfield Beach home is 13,276, the lot size, square feet. So what we did is
But
we
the
put-
$100 is higher per square foot
On the appraised
on
value.
appraised value. I'm trying to separate these.
Oh, well, we have it separated here.
I know, but
Oh,
I'm
okay.
making my notes.
Oh, I see, I'm sorry.
So I can,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
what I was thinking, appraised value of nearby homes,
Of direct neighbors,
excuse me, direct neighbors.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then you take a Fairfield Beach comp and
But about the same as a Fairfield Beach home.
a house on Fairfield Beach Road.
About the same as home on Fairfield Beach Road.
And yeah, this column is it's what we want to highlight the most. Is that 598 is
Which
actually
is our
higher
home here.
than Fairfield Beach Road. And these are our neighbors. So how are they?
It's higher than a home.
Yeah, I mean, I
It just,
we need answers.
if it,
Like,
we
I don't know
understand
why.
the appraisal and the assessment is always going to go up, especially with the market conditions we're in.
From what it was before.
From what it was before. No
Yeah.
one's arguing that
Oh.
it's going to, those
But
are,
you looked at current
yeah.
appraisal.
This is current. This is all
and
after
what everyone
everything.
just got.
So it's like, why
Yeah.
aren't we at the 450, 460,
My house,
which would be
so
understandable?
this house, yes, even the other homes, here's 164 Oldfield Drive, okay? They purchased in June, and their house is much larger. It's absolutely gorgeous. I've looked at it inside. There is 457
For the appraisal
For the
per
appraisal.
square foot.
per square foot.
And this is a house that
We were at almost 600.
is very well kept, but the inside is not,
It's very plain
it's not going to be put in a magazine like that
Yeah.
house. And then there's no outside landscaping.
No.
164
basement.
Oldfield is a better comp, you think?
Well, it's, it's just down the street from us, yes. So I would say probably, it's a larger home, it's 2,900 square feet,
But per square foot,
yes. 457, mine is at what, 598?
457
Per square foot,
per square foot.
assessment value divided by building square footage.
they have a basement, they have a dining room.
They have a third floor
They
office.
have, I'm
Where
like, whoa.
you're at,
Yeah, I'm at 357 Oldfield.
No, the.
no, your
Oh,
square
I'm
foot,
sorry.
She's
Oh.
at 598.
598.
With, and you have to remember, if they want to try to take into consideration the land value, there is nothing on the land.
But
On
also,
yours.
Yeah,
But also
it's just grass.
I tried to do the comps to include that. You could see most of them are, well, the Fairfield Beach Home has a lot of land. This one has almost 9,000. I have 10, 75. So I tried to find homes that had similar land size because the gentleman on the phone told me that. He said, well, you have a larger land. I said, I live on a corner. Okay, I'm not disputing it because it is what
Some
it is.
people value corner lots more.
Off of the main road.
Sure, yeah, I'm on a main
So
road,
we're
right
on-
by the firehouse
I
and the
know.
police station, and,
I know.
yeah, I mean, I love my house, I love being near my grandkids, but this, I feel as if I need to know, I need answers, like, explain to me why this is so high, why am I being assessed and appraised so much higher per square feet
I
than?
don't
Yeah.
know that they
Yeah.
will explain it to you.
Oh, but I think that's my right, No? I don't know.
I don't think, I'm new
Yes,
to this
yes,
process. I
yes.
got pulled in because
Yes.
they need me
I
more
know, I've heard,
warm
yes,
bodies
yes,
to do
yes,
this
yes.
work.
Well, and I appreciate it, yes.
But the whole board will look at this and make a decision, which I think it would be quite possible that they will reduce your value.
Mhm.
I don't know that they will give you reasons why.
Okay.
And if you really want to fight it after that, if that's not enough of a
Mhm.
reduction, I think you have to go to court.
Okay.
And then you would get full, everybody has to
Disclosures
go. I think that's how
Okay.
it works. I'm not
Yes.
positive, but I've talked to a couple people who've gone to court before, so.
Okay.
But,
I see. Yeah, I thought perhaps, I understand what you're saying, that they can't really tell either. I feel like as if though that's who I spoke with, this man, the Vision Appraisals, I thought.
he's not deciding.
But I
No,
thought
they're a
he would
third-party
better
company, though.
understand.
They're a third party.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
now this
And it's
board
really
of
come
which
back to bite
I'm
me.
one person, there's like 6, 7 other people,
Mhm.
plus the town assessor,
Mhm.
who does it for a living
Mhm.
and lives in the town and knows, they will decide what they think the fair value of this is. I'm quite optimistic it will be reduced.
Mhm.
I can't begin to tell you what the number
Mhm.
would be.
Okay.
All
right.
But
I mean, I
I
appreciate
mean,
that,
listen,
yes.
at the end of the day, I think we'll leave it at, you bought a house post the 10/1 date with the taxes set, right? And that's kind of where we want to get back to, because that was the affordability, not to mention the increase in cost that my mother had to pay for the house. We're not looking for this to be cut in half, right? We're looking to get back to where it should
you
have
don't want
been.
a charity case here.
That's exactly, like, it's still a $1.4 million house, but at the end of the, 1.5, but at the end of the day, it's like, for us to call Vision and then them come back and increase
the value.
it's almost like they did it vindictively. It doesn't
It's a
make a
kick
lot
in
of
the
sense.
pants.
Yeah, so I think we're all on the same page
Yeah,
there.
and I've
appreciate
owned,
that.
we've lived, Kevin grew up in Monroe, and I've owned quite a few homes in a lot of different places with my husband. And I'm used to, pay taxes and taxes, you can't get away from them.
Yeah.
Totally understand that. Bought the house, saw it, a little high, just started doing a little research. I'm like, that's interesting, they pay $2,000 less and the house is so much nicer. Well, I don't know. And then wasn't going to do anything until this all started with the mill rate and everything. And then I was like, I was fine with where it was. And then like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. It's just a lot when you move in for that.
This is the only thing you gave me.
Yes.
Everything else.
And you have all the other things I gave when I brought in my grievance. I saw that they were attached in here. Yes.
And we have the
Oh, I
notices from
don't know if
Vision.
you like that.
Yeah, well, I can take photos of them so you can keep them, but we can hand you
I have a
those
little
copies.
scribbles just I was always calling, but this was what was amazing that after I
The
called.
post date, after we called.
If you want to take pictures and have me
Yeah,
print
thank
those,
you.
I'll do that.
I should have copied that
That's
for
right.
you. Yeah.
Technology.
I'll do my best to plead your case in front of the rest of the board.
Thank you. It's just, for us, it's, I don't know, we're like, what happened here? Yeah.
Yeah, I got that.
And then I was so upset, I'm like, oh my gosh, I should never have called this gentleman, and they should have grieved anyway, right? I would have been grieving 907 instead of 985. And not only that, then I guess the appraisal went from, I don't even know what the appraisal went from, but it went up substantially as well. You're volunteering for these things?
Nothing else I'd rather do with my free time.
Well, thank you for your time. I think, are we good? I don't want to take up any more of your time.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think we are good.
Thank you.
So I'm going to end this session at 12:07.